you do if your kids aren't listening to you and you want to try a more gentle, respectful form of parenting, but you don't have the time? I think this is a really real question a lot of parents are faced with, so thank you for asking. I'll give my answer in 3 parts. First is the idea of investment. When you first start leaning into conscious or gentle parenting, it can feel slower. This is because, as everything else that I've talked a lot about, it's a muscle and it takes practice and learning. Giving space for that learning and conversation takes more time. However, what I can share with you is that by investing that time earlier on in conscious parenting, you're going to get all that time back later on. Things just go so much more smoothly. All to say that this perception that conscious parenting is slower is actually not entirely true. Now for the second part. Time, place, context. And with parenting, it's never all or nothing. While you can have a desire to be as conscious and gentle in your parenting style as possible, it doesn't mean that you'll be doing it 100% of the time. Because we're human, because life, etc. But the part that makes it conscious parenting, I think, is that it is intentional. We are mindful that we are thoughtful in the decisions we're making, even if it's in the flash judgment moment. Which means that if you're practicing with your kids on an ongoing basis when you do have time, it's entirely okay to have moments when you don't have time and actually to have to insist on moving forward without that option being provided. I'm sorry, baby, you have to put on your shoes right now. We've got to go because we're really late. Or, you know, mommy normally likes to give you options, but I'm really sorry. We're running really late. Company's coming and I need you to help me out and clean up your room. It's okay when there's moments where we don't give options. It's being really mindful in those moments when we do, and those moments really add up. I liken it a little bit to working out or walking. A bit of activity at a time is good for us. And there's a really beautiful cumulative effect around the benefits for it. And it's like that with our kids. We're training the muscle. The last thing that I'll share is in these moments where they refuse to comply. In this situation, I think it really depends on your circumstance. My children help me out a lot and usually comply with most of the things I ask. Oftentimes they volunteer to help without me prompting. But there are moments when they really don't want to. And in that circumstance, in those moments, I let them. Because asking for help is also related to consent. If you're really exhausted and you're really that tired and you really don't feel like going down to get that extra bag of milk from me, I think that's okay. Because I know your intention is there, and 9 times out of 10, you go out of your way to get that bag of milk, often unprompted. So I know that you've trained up that muscle. All to say that in those moments, if they really don't want to, it's okay to let that go and to allow them not to do the thing that we'd asked them to do. This is where the way that we ask in the first place can make a difference in keeping it open and honoring. In those moments where they don't actually have a choice, we make that clear as well. For those situations where they're really digging their heels in, well, there's consequences. But as you build up that muscle over time, it becomes an easier and easier conversation. I know this was a little bit of a longer post, so if you made it this far, thank you for watching, and I hope that helps.